So for the second part of the sudoku code, we have taken a grid named string which has uh, numbers and zeros in it, such that if a number is given, it is the possible number in that in that block, and if the zero is there, we have to fill with any other number. So this is the grid string I have taken. So our sudoku code solver has to solve uh, the grid by replacing these zeros with the other numbers. So as per the second part of the code, I am sending this grid to the pass grid, and I have written the pass grid code in the in a function. So this is the function of the pass grid. So this is the grid I have passed. So here we are taking digits means in the previous session we have taken a list of 1 to 9 numbers. I will show here. Yeah, a string of 1 to 9 numbers. This is the digits. So in the pass grid we are taking the dictionary of the squares, means uh, all the different combinations of the digits and alphabets from A to I, like A1, A2, A3, like that. So we are taking those squares and the digits. So what will be this values dictionary will be, uh, for every possible square like A1, A2, A3, we have all the numbers like 1 to 9 numbers. So in this dictionary we have A1 and those numbers. I will show this by printing. Okay, so and I am removing the print here so that you didn't get confused. So by saving and running the code. So here you can see for all the possible section we are getting all the numbers in it. So I'm commenting this now. So next what we are doing is we are calling another function grid of values and passing the grid to it. So this is the grid of values function. In this function what we are doing is we are iterating the grid such that each variable will come as a c means that c can be digit or zero or dot. So if it is in these digits or in 0 of 1, we are keeping them in a characters named list. So all the numbers here will be converted to the list. I will show this by printing those characters. So here no, here you can see all the characters are we have given in the grid will be formed into a list. So this is characters. So I have removed the print, and here we are checking the characters length must be 81 such that all the elements will be covered. I mean all the numbers will be covered. Next we are converting this characters and squares. Square means all the sectors like A1, A2, A3, like that. So we are assigning those squares with these characters with using zip function. What will zip function will use? If both are of same length, it will assign 1 to 1. Like I will show this by printing. 1 minute, I think it didn't save. So I think we have to call it before printing, I mean before return statement. So control S. So here now you can see all the values and pairing of what the values in the grid. So this will be returned from the grid values. So this will be returned, and now here is the grid values of items. So all these items will come, like here S will be the A1 and uh, D will be the 4. In the other case, S will be A2 and D will be 0. So now consider A1. So the D value will be 4. It will check whether the D value is in the digits. It is there, and then it will also check the other condition like assign. Assign of values. Values means we have all the combinations like 1 to 9 and 1 to 9 and that particular sector, and S means what is that uh, sec I mean block name like A1, and D will be the number 4. So this all will go to the function called assign. So this is the function assign. So here we have the dictionary of the sector and all the values and the dictionary key value and uh, the value in the for the key in the grid values. So here we are creating another string named other values. Here we are replacing the number which is in actually in that place will be replaced by the null value. So the other values will be all the other numbers except that single value. So next we are calling eliminate function. Eliminate function, we are giving the values and the test value and the d2. Here the d2 is we are iterating the other values as we replaced that number with that number, I mean the number originally present in the grid. So in this eliminate, all the other numbers will be entered as for this for loop. So now we'll see what happening in the eliminate. So in this eliminate function, so this eliminate function will remove all the numbers except the numbers which are not possibly obtained in its peers. We knew the we know a list, I mean dictionary named peers, in which each box name and its corresponding peer elements will be returned. So here we will see what this element function is doing. First, it will checks the values of S. That means values is the dictionary and S is the key. So all the numbers like 1 to 9 will become, and it will check whether this D is there in that value. If it is not there, it will return directly these values to assert. If it is there in the values, we will replace that number with a empty. Then we will check the length is 0. If it is 0, then we will return false. If it is 1, there is a possibility of one element to that particular box. So we will put d2 is equals, we will take an number, I mean variable d2 of integer, and we will keep that value in the d2. So here we can again send those values to its peers. I mean here the peer is the dictionary. So by iterating the peers, we will get all the lists of the peers. So we are checking those if the number is there in its peer or not. So by eliminating all the numbers from its peers, if it is not there, it will return false. Uh, Here we are considering its units, and Here what we have done for these peers, we are doing similarly for the units. As you can see here, we are iterating the units and taking the values from that particular key, and we are again checking if iterating the s value from the u, and we are keeping that as list of s. If the length of d plus s is 0, it will return false. If the length of d plus s is 1, we can say that there is only one variable assigned to that particular variable. So now we are checking assign of values and d places of 0 and d. So it will again goes to the assign and again comes to the eliminate. This is a loop like process. If it returns assign returns false, assign returns any string value, it will returns false, and finally it is returning the values to this parse grid function, and here again parse grid function returns these values to the our main function here. So now printing this parse grid function, we can see what's happening in the program and how. So now printing these parse grid values, uh, I mean, so printing these so printing this parse grid return function return dictionary, we will get uh, what are the possible values for the particular sector, I mean the particular block. So I am printing this now. We can check what is happening here. So here you can see for a has only one possibility of 4, and a2 has it can be value of 1 6 and 7 and 9. A3 it will has 1 2 1 6 and 9. Like this for every block we will get the possible values in it. So this is about the parse grid function.